Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Luey's Garage. What are we doing today? Well, we are working on my new Lotus Exige 390 final edition. Bit of a mouthful there, I'm going to have to get used to saying that. And you might think, okay, well it's a brand new car, right? It looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? Why are there so many things that we have to do? Well, it is a Lotus. And not everything is perfect, and I think that's a good thing because that means I can add things to it and I can do things and I can personalize it a little bit, and I can make it a lot better, which is a good feeling. So what are we going to be doing today? Well, we're going to be sorting out the lighting situation on the outside of the car. So first problem is that the license plate lights are actually really dim and they're really yellow, just normal incandescent bulbs. And also the headlights as well, the halogen bulbs. So I'll be showing you that in a second and showing you, what the problem is. But yeah, we'll be using a few parts that I've ordered. So one of them is this Philips halogen light set. And we've also got some extra large rubber cups for the headlights, because with the LED bulbs, the covers are not going to fit exactly onto the headlights anymore. So I've just got some of these rubber cups from from eBay, and these are designed specifically for retrofitting LED or HID light bulbs into your into your car. So hopefully these will do the trick. And then I've also got some license plate light bulbs as well, which are like those thin little festoon bulbs. So I've got a couple of those in LED form. Alright, so we'll get going and we'll do the license plate lights first. So this is the before shot, before we changed the license plate bulbs to LEDs. As you can see, they are quite yellow. Definitely not cool, so I'm going to be changing those out and seeing how it looks after that. Okay everyone, I managed to get the cover off. I was a little bit worried about this whole thing, but actually it's really easy. Once you put your nail in the corner and pry it up, it actually just comes off really easy. It's just held on with these little clips on the side there. So it wasn't actually too hard at all, and there's actually no damage whatsoever. This is just a little bit of dirt and dust just from my minimal amounts of driving, so it already has a bit of dirt under there. It's probably a good idea to open it up once in a while and clean it up actually. But anyway, here's the bulb. You can see that's the standard stock bulb, and we're just going to take that out and replace it with the LED one that we have. Hold on a sec. Alright, I might need both hands for that, but yeah. So we're just going to take that and put the LED one in. So this is the little LED that I've bought. It is a Nava brand from probably from Australia. And there's even a little heat sink on one side, so obviously you install the light bulb this way up. And I've just got a couple of these. I think they were about, I don't know, $10 or something, $15 each or something like that, which seems expensive, probably is. But if it's going to make the car look better, whatever. So let's pop those in and see how it goes. Okay, so well, one of them works and the other one is dead. I even tried putting the old one back in and this new one is just not working. Oops, it's time to come clean. So I think the bulb was actually working. I swapped it out with another one at the store, but I think it was actually working. What happened was these bulbs actually have polarity. So I just had this bulb on the wrong side. Quite a few LEDs do have polarity, unlike incandescent bulbs. So just be aware of that as well. Maybe it is working, it was just the wrong polarity, you just swap it around and it should work. Right, so this is what it looks like with the standard halogen light bulbs. And yeah, it's not too bad, to be honest, but it definitely could be improved. Especially when you're driving at night, there's just not enough light output. I think the beam pattern is actually okay, but just in terms of light and lumens, it's pretty poor. And then if we come down here, you'll see that, these are the daytime running lights, which ironically are LED. And then these are the halogen driving lights, or dip beams, or low beams, or, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, definitely not great. So you can see they're quite yellow. And we're going to be hopefully remedying that. I'm not going to be touching the high beams or the main lights, because that's probably already bright enough, and I usually drive around without the high beams on, which is probably what you should be doing. So we'll just be changing the driving lights. Alright everyone, well what's the first step for changing the front light bulbs? Well, to be honest, for me it's going to be taking the wheels off, because I know you can turn the steering wheel, you can turn the wheel over this way, and you can kind of get access to the wheel arch and all that sort of area. But I really want to do this properly, and I really want to film it properly, so I'm going to take the wheel off. I think it's going to be a lot easier for that as well. So get your toolkit out from the back of your Lotus Exige, and we'll use that to loosen up the bolts. That does say in the manual, do not use power tools, do not use impact guns. So I'm going to be doing all this by hand, and I do have a torque wrench to torque up the wheels afterwards to 105 Newton meters. So at the moment we're just loosening the nuts, and then we're going to be jacking up the car, and then we'll be able to take the whole wheel off altogether. Cool. Now we can jack it up. Alright, now that we've taken the front wheel off, you can see we need to undo some of these scrivets to take the wheel arch liner off as well. I think we need to take it off up to there, and then we should be able to get access to the headlight. So that's cool. Check out this new suspension. Wow, look at that. Never ever had a new car before, so this is pretty amazing, actually, pretty special. There we go. Here's the anti-roll bar. I believe that is adjustable. Is it? No, not adjustable. Okay, that's interesting. Oh well, never mind. But yeah, Bilstein suspension. I don't have the nitrons because that costs a lot more money. But honestly, so far, I've actually really enjoyed having the Bilsteins. They're really nice on the road. Quite comfortable. And still obviously quite fast. Yeah, looks remarkably similar to my Series 2, but obviously just a lot cleaner and a lot newer. And it's really nice they come with braided brake lines already, so that's all good. No need to upgrade that. But yeah, we'll get rid of those scrivets, and then we should be able to get the wheel arch liner off. So with these scrivets, quite often I find it's pointless having a screwdriver and undoing them. You'll need some fingernails or some sort of pry tool, and then just get your fingernail in between the center piece and the outer piece, and then just try and pull on it as hard as you can with your fingernails, and it usually comes off. Yeah, see, like that. And that way you don't damage the little head on the scrivet as well. So that's what I find is quite a good method. It's just brute force, really. And you'll find it a lot better, because when you unscrew it, quite often it doesn't even come out. So then it's just pointless. There's no point in unscrewing it at all. So yeah, just remove all the scrivets around there, and then we should be able to get this off. Alright, and then just at the bottom here there is a T25, so you need to get under the car and undo this T25. That's the last step, I think. Okay, so it seems like we do need to undo this 8mm bolt as well. Alright, so once everything's loose, you just got to wiggle the wheel arch off. It's actually pretty easy to come off, which is nice. Some of them are very difficult to take off. Sweet. And there we have the headlight assembly and all the other bits and pieces in here. Awesome. I'm gonna have a quick look around and then try and figure out what else I need to do. Alright guys, so there we go. There's the light bulb over there, and I can confirm it is definitely halogen. I've taken it out and had a quick look. It's really interesting to actually have a look through here as well. Look at all the radiator hoses and the coolant hoses and stuff. That's pretty cool. I'm sure there's a charge cooling setup in here as well. That's probably why there's 2 hoses there, and probably 2 hoses on the other side. So anyway, so you just have to undo the connector by pulling on this clip. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. And then you just twist anti-clockwise, and then you can pull the bulb out. It's really simple, actually, really straightforward. So there you go, that's the old one, and then we'll be installing the new one in soon. Alright, sorry about the bad weather outside. It's raining like crazy outside today in Auckland. So I have just unboxed the new bulbs, the LED bulbs, and I've just tested this one out and it works really well. The only problem with these is that out of the box they actually point up and down like this. and I think that's a bit of a problem for our cars because I think they're supposed to point side to side. So there's a little adjustment bolts or Allen heads on these Phillips light bulbs, and I guess that's why you pay a little bit more money, because then you can adjust things and do all of that sort of stuff. And also these have nice fans and apparently they run really cool, all that sort of stuff. So we're going to adjust that a little bit according to some instructions on forums, and then we should be able to test it again and just make sure that the pattern looks correct. Awesome. Alright, so all you need to do is use, I think it's like a 1mm Allen key or something really, really small, and just screw the little Allen head in, and then you'll be able to rotate the bulb around a little bit, because then it won't be held by these brackets. And the idea is to get it at the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock position. So at the moment it's kind of at the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock position, but if we get it at the 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock position, then it should be a lot better in terms of the beam pattern. So I'll just quickly do that and show you. Alright, so yeah, once you screw those bolts in, it should be pretty easy to move it around. So we're just going to move it slightly. Is it easy? No, not really. Oh, hold on. Cool. Alright, so that's what it should look like. I've got mine kind of just matching, almost matching up with that little notch. And then I put it in, and it works really well. So just have a look at the different notches and how they fit together. One key thing about this job is do not rush, because you will screw something up or you'll break something, so just be very, very patient. There you go, so that's in. And then we're gonna turn the light on. And there you have it. There's the difference between the halogen and the LED. I think it's way better. Should be way better. Cool. Alright, so that's what it looks like once it's all done. I've just put the new cover on, and just make sure that you push the cover in all the way around, because it is a bit of a tight fit, especially with that big light bulb, with that big LED bulb. So just make sure that you put everything in the right place, and make sure it's nice and clipped in. Just give it a bit of a tug. There should be a little bit of pressure on it, but there's not going to be a huge amount of pressure holding the cover on. So yeah, just make sure that it's all nicely clipped in on all sides. And then we're just going to do the same thing on the other side, exactly the same thing, and we'll see how it goes, and we'll look at the results after that and give you a bit of a before and after comparison. Alright, so final step is to put your wheels back on, lower the car, and then make sure you torque all of the wheel bolts correctly. So it's 105 Newton meters. There we go, make it click. Do that all the way around with both wheels, and we should be good to go. So now I've got LED license plate lights and also LED headlights. And I think the tail lights are LED now as well. You know, with the final editions, they've got the upgraded tail light, so that should be LED. And so let's just have a final look at the headlights. Oh, look at that. That's a huge difference. It looks way better. I still haven't really driven it at night time yet, so I need to test it out at night time. But yeah, I mean, just look at that. It looks way better. Way brighter. And I think the pattern is pretty good as well. It's probably not immediately obvious because, you know, I don't have really like a flat surface on the back of the garage there. But it certainly looks okay from here. So I reckon that's good to go. So thanks for joining on another episode, another little adventure for my new Exige 390 final edition. It's been just over a week of ownership now. I've just driven it on a 450 kilometer journey, and it didn't miss a single beat. It was just absolutely fantastic. So just over the moon with this car. It is amazing. It's so fast as well. So yeah, exciting. More adventures with the 390 final edition coming soon. So stay tuned, and I will see you next time.